It's about to go down.
It's lovely pass, and here he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Skill by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullen is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix!
Iguodala running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada in there too, with the Netherlands.
And Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix! Ricciardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden, Barrett, and an early touch and an excellent.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Hello out there, you're welcome to Sports Orbit, reaching you from Leadership TV. My name is Afa Acho. Your host, Salifu Usman, is right here in the studio with me. Salifu, welcome to Thursday episode of Sports Orbit once again.
Thank you, Alpha, and welcome to Sport Orbit, our team fans.
All right, we'll begin straight from basketball. During the week, in the course of last week, we would discuss quite at length about the ongoing crisis in the basketball, especially with the setting up of an interim management committee to oversee the activities of the Nigerian Basketball Federation. But in a counter move, the Musa Kida faction has completely disowned the setting up of that committee by the Ministry of Youth and Sport. The faction actually, in a statement, said the faction noted with great regret with the NBBF Delegate Congress held in Benin, Edo State was free, fair and transparent election with the firm approval of the ministry. It posited that the Congress was in line with the provisions of the NBBF approved statutes, which the ministry vetted, accepted, and a copy domiciled with them. Setting up the IMC according to the faction violates FIBA statutes and regulations, stressing that it's a deliberate usurpation of power that has made Nigeria a laughingstock among basketball playing nations. The IMC is not acceptable to NBBF because we reserve the right as a properly elected body in line with the 2019 NBBF Constitution, domiciled with FIBA, Nigerian Olympic Committee, and the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development to implement the mandate entrusted to us by the basketball stakeholders in Nigeria. Stating further, he said this move is counterproductive and an endless race within a circle that leads nowhere. It is a blatant abuse of power and an archaic move to repress the constitution of the NBBF as ratified by Congress, which is the highest decision-making organ of the Federation, as represented by all the states and relevant constituencies in Nigeria. Salifu, once again, NBBF is in the news again. It looks like in the past, I can't say maybe 2 months or as long as I can remember, every week there is one story or the other coming up from the NBBF. And just when you think a solution, we are reaching close to a solution, another chapter opens, especially with the Musa Kida-led faction. I think they seem not to be having any of this, especially with the setting up of this Interim Management Committee. Like we said earlier in the week, we said, hope this setting of this IMT, I don't think is the end of the crisis. It might open a new dimension to the crisis, and just like we predicted, this is exactly what we are seeing right here.
Thank you, Alpha. It shows the greediness of individuals in the struggle for the soul of basketball. And Mr. Kidas and his group, when they keep on insisting that they are duly elected, how are you duly elected? Musa Kida should come up clearly and tell Nigerians clearly, let's show us, they show the video of the election that transpired in Edo. If really they don't have anything to hide, they should come out clearly, show the video of the election that transpired in Edo. And how will you say that, because in the quote you read, say that all the stakeholders.
Yeah.
All the stakeholders of the basketball were represented in a group. How? Okay, for instance, the active. If you are talking of the stakeholder, nobody can be more stakeholders when it comes to basketball than the players.
Absolutely.
Nobody can be more stakeholder when it comes to basketball than the coaches. And at the same time, nobody can be more stakeholders when it comes to basketball than the referee. These are the active participants. First and foremost, before you are able to be president of the president, there must be a player willing to play basketball.
Yeah.
If there's no anybody playing basketball in this country, it's as smooth as there's no basketball in Nigeria. And if there are no coaches, anybody coaching the basketball, then there will be player. So, but if you claim that everybody was present, for instance, I know Baby and it's clear that in the December election, the general election, September election of the NBBF Foundation election held in Abuja. I'm talking of the general sport federation election. You remember that time, the representatives like the player union and the technical representative, their election were held along other sport federations, which Kida faction participated actively in that election. And in that particular election, the player rep from the Kida side of the group lost that election to the current player rep, Stanley Gamut. At the same time, in the coaches election, that is what we call the technical rep. The technical rep from the Kida faction of the group also lost the election to Scott Nagy, the former Super Falcon coach in the Tiger Crew. Lost the Tigers coach, lost that election to Scott Nagy, who is the current technical rep of the coaches. These two people, you cannot describe it that you can't say that they are not stakeholders. But these two people are representatives of the coaches and the and the player rep who are representatives of the player are not part of your team. So how do you see that everybody, all the stakeholders were represented? But for me, I think the more they keep on track these issues, the more Nigerians and the interest of the basketball suffer for it. What I expected Kida and his group is to mellow down. In as much as we know that, okay, this is shown, federal government in Sweden can't be happy to withdraw basketball from international for 2 years if there's no issues. But the issue led to it. What I expected, no, let's use federal government just take that down measure to allow everybody to calm down and see their sword. So the best thing is to calm down, fight for amicable solution. By the time you keep on kicking the ball, kicking against the decision of the government, you can't fight government. Government own the basketball, whatever you are saying, even as a president at the federation or whatever, you are still representing the government, you are still representing Nigeria, and you are representing. And if the government say no, you can't represent all, you don't have that right. And that's why government is that we just say no. Okay, if you claim to be, we are no longer interested in international basketball, we pull out.
But with the way they are sounding in this, their statement they released, they are making it look like they might result to seek legal redress in court.
That approach has already been made.
Okay.
Remember one of our story, one of the board about threatening that they are going to court, and that process is already being formalized. They want to go to court, and I see them going to court. But let them to go to court. Let them go to court now, and let us see how it's going to be. But what is better for the interest of basketball? For 5 years we have been fighting for this issue. And for 5 years, the basketball have suffered. For 5 years, there's no domestic basketball. For 5 years, I don't think even Kida who can be happy being the president of Nigeria basketball and there's no local league in Nigeria.
Exactly.
You can't be happy to claim to that. So if the issue, even though, and for you to even function properly as a federation president, you need peace. And if there's no peace, there's no how you can function. I don't know why it drives joy to be a president and where in your house is not central. So if for him and if I'm in shoe, the best thing to do is to come down, mellow down, and approach the government and approach the issue. Genuinely look at government yourself. Now what is the way out? Let's call for a formalization. Let's settle. In politics, in whatever forest, it is always end on a dialogue table. And in a dialogue table, you give and take. And even the issues, and for this and what is even the issues are for the other faction of the Goche faction, what they are even agitating, it's not even something that is too difficult to give. There's a particular, there's no constitution according to them, according to Kida faction, they say they have a constitution. And according to the other book, there's no basketball constitution. But that what Kida is parading as a document is parading is not a document.
Exactly.
And
but the leading up to the elections, we were aware of that. Yeah.
And if at all, let them bring that document to the table and iron out, point out the errors, and let's amend it. As well, all of us can unanimously endorse it and start participating. But because somebody wanted to protect his interest, he said no, it must be. How can it not be? Even the constitution of this federal Nigeria constitution is subject to amendment, and you see how the people alter Nigeria constitution every day. Yeah. So why should we insist that a constitution of a constitution of basketball cannot be altered?
It should be. Anyway, we'll see how they pan out. Like Salif rightly said, if they want to seek legal redress, you want to go to court, take the matter to court, and let's see the outcome of what happens instead of this back and forth. I think enough is enough in the NBBF. Move away from that now on to football, where a new Super Eagles technical advisor, Jose Pesero, says that he intends to rule Africa once again with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Recall that Pesero was appointed earlier in the month and is currently in the United States, where he will lead the Super Eagles against a double-header friendly against Mexico, then Ecuador later next month. Actually, in a tweet he posted on his Twitter, he said, "Pride. It is with great pride and joy that I'm the coach of one of the greatest football nations in the world. Commanding the Super Eagles starts with knowing how to respect history, value, and it be inspired by its roots. Over 200 million Nigerians from all states and ethnicities want the same team. We will work with great ambition so that in the end we can finally call Nigeria the 4-time African champions." So, I mean, Pesero, one of his first mandate for him, a personal target I think he has given himself, is to ensure that Nigeria wins the AFCON next year in Cote d'Ivoire, 2023. He's sounding very confident and very, very in high spirits. Do you think, well, we haven't seen his technical abilities yet, but it's good that he's sounding confident and all of that. I think we need to rally around him, but do you feel it's achievable?
Well, very inspiring, very inspiring comment, and I commend you for that, and I hope you'll be able to live up to that.
Yes, much his action, with words with action.
Very inspiring, and just like you say, there's no anything anybody can do for now. He has been appointed as the chief coach of the Super Eagles. All that is expected of Nigerians, the media, even the media in particular, and every other person, everybody in Nigeria that is interested in the growth of Nigerian basketball, to mellow down and allow for now. He has been given the task, he has given the job, and let us all rally around behind him. If he win, we all win as a Nigerian. We all win. If you lose, it's Nigeria that lose, not Pesero that will lose. Because at the end of it, it's Nigeria that will going down, not Pesero that will going down. So he has been appointed, and thank God it's just 1 year contract that I'm giving to him. Within this 1 year, all I said, every Nigerian, everybody, whatever is your goal, whatever any issue you have with him, I don't think anybody have an issue with him, but whatever issue you have with Nigeria, just mellow down, hold your thought, hold your gun, and let's back. Give Pesero for now all the necessary support he deserves. But if he becomes successful, it is for the gain of Nigeria. And now it sounded very optimistic, very confident, very inspiring. And to me, sometimes you need something to lost your share. Exactly. Yes, going by his credentials, going by his credentials, there's nothing to inspire success in his credentials. We have not seen him lifting a trophy. He don't have any very intimidating record or anything. But you need something to push yourself. Maybe no. It can have opportunities for him to use. He knows that even himself, he knows that he's aware that he has some lapses in the credentials. So he needs something to launch himself. Maybe with Super Eagles, he can also be better. There's many coaches. West Africa who came to this country with no pedigree.
No pedigree at all.
With nothing pedigree. I think if you haven't talk of pedigree, Pesero pedigree is even better than West Africa came to this country.
Sometimes for some coaches, like we keep saying football, sometimes if you give a Pep Guardiola, let's say a team like, let's say, maybe Watford, he might not do anything spectacular.
He might not do anything.
Sometimes, coaches, and truly, you can't compare the talent Nigeria has with a country like Venezuela. So sometimes, for a coach too, you also need the materials to work with. Sometimes, no matter how good you are, if you don't have those materials, you might not succeed.
Exactly.
So for him to be this excited, he knows that, okay, at least he's coming to a team where there are materials that he believes he can work with.
I quite agree with you.
Yeah.
I quite 100% agree. Even the school that we are starting that is good is good. If you bring him to Watford to come and coach Watford, he can't be magic. Just no matter how good you are, even in the educational wise, you need something to study with. If you don't have any material to study with, you are bound to fail. You can't succeed. You can't do any magic. So let's give Pesero all the necessary support. He may not have the record we wanted him to have, but it's not our record. What can he achieve with Nigeria?
Exactly.
So his record in his past record has nothing to do with us. Now he said, what can he do at this moment, and what can we gain from him? Exactly. So it's now work for us to collaborate together, support him, give him the necessary support. But if he win, Nigeria win.
Exactly. I quite agree with you totally. So, I mean, Nigerians should rally around him, like Selfu said, especially the media, because we are fond of criticizing. I mean, the man has been criticized even before he has even sat out in the dugout for the first time. But I think all that should be put behind. Let's look forward to the friendlies we have, and then from there he can begin to really map out his plan moving forward. Well, I will go on a short break, and when we come back, Sport Orbit continues. Don't go nowhere.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word. Thank you for watching. For sponsor.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Welcome back from that break. You're still on to Sports Orbit. On to our next story now, where the trio of Murphy, Bonke, and Adele, that's talking about Terem Murphy, Innocent Bonke, and Adebayo Adele have been giving late call-ups to the Super Eagles to take part in that double-header friendly. These players will replace Maduka Okoye, who is out through injury, Emmanuel Dennis, and Sadiq Umar. So before we've seen some replacements for the likes of Dennis, Sadiq Umar, and Maduka Okoye, Terem Murphy, Innocent Bonke, Adebayo Adele. Well, it's been a while since I saw these players in action. For Bonke, yes, okay, we saw him in action a bit, but not enough to really properly assess him. For Terem Murphy, prolific goal scorer, but he hasn't been able to see plenty of action with the Super Eagles. Then for Adele, truth be told, I don't know much about him. Yeah.
Well, it's an opportunity. It's why it is one disadvantage and opportunity for other person.
Yeah.
Why the trio of Okoye, Sadiq Omar, and Dennis have opted out for one reason or the other. It's an opportunity for this the three other guys who are being invited to do to also prove themselves. So in the Super Eagle call-up, the national team call-ups, once we are given, all you need to do as a player, just get given opportunities.
Exactly.
And now that opportunities have been extended for you. So it's left for you now to grab it with your hand. So no any coach will see the good things and turn it blind eye and turn the side off it. So if those players who are given the opportunity to come can be able to prove give better what the coach needs, well, who knows?
Exactly.
Maybe you become a regular player in the Super Eagles, and that is the dream of every player. So this opportunity has smiled on them. It's not left for him. How do they use the opportunity? Like Bonky has had for the opportunities they passed. Even the Murphy has had for opportunities they passed, but they didn't make it. But then another chance has been given to them. So I congratulate them, and we hoping that they'll be able to make best use of this opportunity now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we can't hoping that they will keep on getting the opportunity. There are millions of Nigerians waiting to get this chance.
Who want this chance? Yes. So once you have a call-up, I mean, we're a country of over 200 million Nigerians. Players, we have thousands of players playing all over the country. So if a footballer gets an opportunity to be invited to the national team, I think it's time to show what you'll be made of so that you'll be able to establish yourself and moving forward get more invitations as
more important, sorry for interrupting. More important, like under a new coach, the new coach is coming that a new coach he doesn't have a
so means everybody starting on the clean slate.
On the clean slate, he doesn't have a preference to anybody at now. So what you want, who can show him what you can show him any plea that what you want to see.
Exactly.
So as it is now, not any player has a regular shirt for now. Everybody is starting on the clean slate. You don't say I'm a captain or I've been national team for 10 years or for 5 years. If a player came into for the first time and you are able to, you can displace old player and you're able to show what the coach wants, good for you. So thank God for this new player who are being invited to this, coming under a new coach who is coming for the first time to watch all the players together for the first time.
Exactly. Now on to our next story where we saw the Europa Conference League, the inaugural edition of the Europa Conference League, and it was FC AS Roma against Feyenoord of Netherlands. But at the end of the day, AS Roma, under the tutelage of Jose Mourinho, were the victors, the inaugural winners of the Europa Conference League. And what a day for Mourinho, and like he calls himself, the special one. And what a day for him, for the special one to win this trophy, be the first person, the first coach. So somehow, maybe it's a case of destiny for him to not be the first coach to win the very first edition of the third tier European edition. And for him, he said it's a very, very special trophy. And he celebrated this trophy like it was the first trophy he's been winning in his career.
You know, Mourinho, you know how to call it is and to make it look extraordinary. Now he has named himself several different names. First he said the special one. He comes with the only one. Now
one time he was the happy one.
The happy one. Now is that the very special one. So congratulations to him, but there's not, you can't take it away from him. You can't take it away from Mourinho. He's a coach who know what he wants.
Exactly.
And the way he plays his style, you may not get the kind of beautiful football you want to watch. But to Mourinho, what matters for Mourinho is just one thing: the result.
Exactly.
It's not after anything. It's not after any beautiful football. It's not after any passing ball, whatever I want to see.
In fact, while we were watching that game yesterday in the newsroom, a colleague of ours, while he saw the score at 1-0, he said he can assure me that the score line will end like this. That Rotterdam are not scoring.
Exactly.
If except it's not the Mourinho he knows.
Look at of course. The final, they impress them. They have the possession, they have everything, hitting the firewood, but to get the ball into the net, under Mourinho, you can't succeed. And that is why some Chelsea fans were angry when Chelsea were leading till we have a better goal.
Exactly.
Like even like Man City, who has a 3-goal against Madrid, only for them to lose. Just a thing, it can't happen without Mourinho. Once Mourinho scores, you go. If you like, call him whatever I want to call him, he will defend the ball with 9 players. He doesn't care. And that has been working for him. And for him, this is the 5th final he's playing, the 5th major final. And he has never been on the loser side.
Exactly. Won all of them.
So you give it to him, you like it or not. Mourinho is one of the coaches. History will have a special place for him. And he has done it again. Completely.
Well, we say congrats to Mourinho and AS Roma. For AS Roma, also this is their first title since 2008, winning the Italian Cup but it's their first European title since they won a trophy in 1961. So, congratulations to them. I hope, and Roma is actually a big team when it comes to European football, but they haven't been able to lay their hands on trophy. But we hope this will.
They were also part of the dominance in the Champions League.
Exactly.
To get to the medal issue is also a problem.
So, well, we hope maybe this might be a springboard for more successes to come, especially having a coach like Jose Mourinho.
Anyway, this they give an automatic ticket to the Europa League.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Well, over to some transfer news now, where Bayern Munich have made Liverpool star Sadio Mane one of their primary target as the transfer window opens in a matter in 2 months' time. Actually, there is the rumored departure of Robert Lewandowski, and Bayern Munich feel if they are going to lose Lewandowski, they should be able to make a statement signing. And for them, they think Sadio Mane fits the bill perfectly to be the man to replace a striker who has done it all for Bayern Munich like Lewandowski. Well, for Mane, he has 1 year left on his contract, and who knows, maybe he might be looking to move elsewhere if he doesn't get an improved offer from Liverpool.
An improved offer. You know, see, that situation is already on ground. He's asking for an improved offer.
Yeah. And I think he deserves it. Absolutely,
he
completely.
He even over-deserve it.
Completely, yeah.
He even over-deserve it. Sometimes I don't know how this club react to certain special players, but Mane is key and integral part of Liverpool's success. And he has done it perfectly well. There's no any cup or any title Liverpool win that you can't find Mane impressive contribution to that success. So if he's asking for improved contract and compared to other players who are having a better contract, better pay in Liverpool, based on what he's doing and based on his contribution, I think he deserves it. But if they don't want to give him, I advise him to leave because there's nothing left for him to win to win with Liverpool that has not won it. He has won Champions League with Liverpool. He has won the league with Liverpool, and he has won even the World Cup, even the World Club Cup.
Now won the FA Cup, won the
Carabao Cup. So there's nothing left to win with Liverpool that has not won it. So if they don't want to give him additional contract, he has an option left for him to go, and Bayern Munich to me is also is a decent club.
Sure.
Decent club that
they are. Someone like Mane can leave Liverpool at the form he is now to a small club.
And if he gets to Bayern Munich, he also has some opportunities to also win more. Well, he wanted to want to win. So, and thank God for Liverpool, Salah has made an indication that he's not going anywhere. He's willing to stay.
No, what he said though, the question was Salah said his contract is expiring next season. He'll be sure to be for next season. But when he was asked after next season what happens, he refused to answer because Salah too is asking for an improved offer, which Liverpool have been stalling a bit. So he's assuring that his contract ends next season, but after next season, he hasn't been able to commit his future if something special does not also
but
happen.
What is like that for sure?
For next season, exactly. Well, not to another transfer news now. Talking about Egyptian and Arsenal player Mohamed El Neni, who has also signed a new contract with the Gunners. Well, for El Neni, there was a time when it looked like he fell out of favor, and a lot of Arsenal fans who I know didn't really like him per se, but somehow looks like during the Nations Cup, he put up some good performances, and coming back to Arsenal, I don't know, his performances improved, and Arsenal have rewarded him with a new contract.
Well, congratulations. Sometimes how clubs operate, don't understand. There was time he fell out of field.
Completely.
He was even loaned out of the club, and then he come back. So he come back. He was loaned out, so hoping that from there he will get a club. No club asked for him, and Arsenal have no option but to allow him to come back. Now he came back, and now he's getting additional. But other Ateta, just like you say, after the years, begin to walk into the Arsenal squad fully, and now they are giving additional. But for me, it's one of the players that I can say that 70% or 80% of Arsenal fans don't like.
Well, we say congrats to him. At least he gets to spend some few more seasons with the Gunners moving forward. Anyway, with that story, we've come to the end of today's episode of Sports Orbit, but no problem. Tomorrow we'll come back with another bigger and more exciting episode of Sports Orbit tomorrow. last episode for the week. We promises to be an exciting and refreshing one. Salifu, thank you for being in the studio once again on this edition of Sports Update.
Thank you very much. And I also can assure our viewers that tomorrow we'll be able to dissect what is going to likely to play out in the final of the match. Final of finals. Champions League final
of course, which is on Saturday.
So definitely tomorrow, you just don't go anywhere. Tomorrow, just come here and ensure that we'll give you all the bit, all the statistics, all you need to know as we went to the final of the Champions League. Real Madrid versus Liverpool. Remember 2018, the two club fight fought together, but they have an edge. But now, is it going to be a revenge? Let's wait and see.
We'll wait and see on Saturday. That's where we draw the curtain on today's episode. We'll come back tomorrow again. My name is Alpha Cho. Stay safe out there, and it's goodbye from here.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.